Morning guys. I don't always show my face on here because I guess it's been kind of random, different days of doing different things, trying to put some videos together for you guys. But so I just wanted to do a little update here. So over here, what I did the other day then is got all this tails cut off of the rafters here and got this kind of closed in, even though I am going to build another wall on the outside of that brick like I did over here, so that way it flushes out with the siding. Because I think now that I got that cut off, what we're going to do is continue siding down through there of some sort, whether it's the same or not. But so I still do have to frame all that in. But what I was doing that on both sides yesterday, so I got that all done. But then for these windows here, I do have a window guy coming today to do some measuring. So I want to get these windows in. And so this is that one window that I reframed the other day. We ended up taking it out. You can see it used to be quite a bit lower, but we wanted to raise it up so that we can have countertop height cabinets in here. So that's one as well. This is the big one. I have all this insulation board in here that I can't get rid of, but where I can, I put some plywood on the outside, kind of tape that up. But what I wanted to do here is I was talking to a different window guy, and just to mimic kind of the brick mold that's going to get covered later with aluminum, I wanted to add that 2-inch out here and 1.5 inch bumped out here. So the window's actually going to still sit here, but then this will all get covered, wrapped with aluminum, and then it'll basically just be like a replacement window. So, and then the bottom sill kicks out a 3/8 further out than the rest of it, like this. This gives you an example to show the outside. You can see there. So the brick mason had come and removed all the bricks there. We just got a brick mason to do this stuff because that's something that I want done right, and something that I don't have any experience in really, besides doing a little bit of chimney work way back in the day. So anyway, you can kind of see it here, and even though this is not sloped, it's flat, they have something that can slope it, and then the aluminum that they bend can have a slope bend on it as well. That's what the other ones have on them. You can kind of see here, this is an existing window. It's dirty, but you can see they got that slope on there at the bottom. And then, this isn't very ideal, but they have it flashed up. This is the way the siding came out because of the height of the original soffit. So I think that's what we're going to do here as well for the top, is once I run my siding and stuff, this can get just flashed right up underneath my drip edge there, kind of. So I think that should work out good. So I did that here, and then I also did it over here on this one. The nice thing with this one is it has a huge porch over it now, so there's not much chance of moisture getting in here, but still gonna try to cover that up. And I might cover this up with some house wrap here, or maybe some shark skin or something to kind of protect that a little better. And then what I did here, this is why I ended up having to cut the rafter tails off, was to get this put in for now. So yeah, so that's just one layer, and then I'm gonna do another layer in front of that. But I might protect that somehow. I'm trying to seal it up for bugs and all that stuff in between the layers if I can, and to give me a chance actually to put some exterior insulation in there too if I want to. What I was showing you the other day is I brought this water line in here. Then one of the big things is replacing that cast iron pipe under the septic, which I've talked about before, but I think it'd be a lot easier if I tear all this out. So as soon as we get back, we'll probably hopefully get our last dumpster, and then this concrete block wall has to come out of here, out of the middle, inside here, so we're going to open that up. Probably tear it down to halfway wherever that one there is, because it's kind of like at a spot where I can kind of connect the floor joists in between the two systems here. So then we'll also tear this bathroom out of here. Then I can get to that cast iron pipe under there a little easier, down in there. Then the plan is, I'm trying to get everything done in here so that I can put the vapor barrier down in both places. So I have to do all that final stuff. So I want to fill all these holes in here where the old floor joists went through the walls. And then I want to prime all this with Kills It on these old block exterior walls. so that it seals that up, makes it nice. I think we have to get a termite treatment underground here. And there's just a lot of last minute things like that we have to do. And then I can hopefully get to all this lumber that's in here. This has been really nice having this old platform, but now this has to get torn out. That way we can get down in there. I can do vapor barrier down in here, and then I have to get this whole floor system rebuilt in here on these piers that I poured so long ago, right in here. So then I can kind of clean this up one last time, put the vapor barrier down. I'm going to do heavy duty Stego vapor barrier, I think. And then I can hopefully get this moving forward inside here, because winter's coming. Even if it takes longer to get here, it's still coming. And I need to get these windows replaced and these doors, but the doors take a while. So I can get a standard size door in here finally because of raising that up, getting rid of those old soffits. But it actually comes in kind of high here to match the existing plane. I kind of marked it out here, but there's the framing and then the subfloor. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a step out there onto the patio, unfortunately. But it's going to be kind of a similar situation over here, but I can't actually frame that up until this old floor thing is torn out of here, because they kind of go out into that opening a little bit. So I have to get all this floor redone in here, reframed, and then I can finally move on with getting the subfloor in and moving on with things inside. So that's been a big hold up, just getting to this point, getting all these things ready to go, you know. So there's so many things that I have to think about with floor penetrations, because I'm going to seal the floor off, the crawl space, for moisture. Then I also am doing things outside for water management. I still need to dig a French drain around the whole house, because from water runoff, that's where a lot of the moisture comes in. I think 99% of the moisture comes in that way. And then I also want to dig in some gutter drains while I have the ditch open for uphill, because their water management before was terrible on this place. They just had gutters running on the uphill side of the house, and it would all run down past the house. And so I don't want to do that. I want to do it properly. But anyway, so yeah, there's just so many things to think about with an old house, you know. I mean, I guess any house in general, but when you're redoing stuff, you know, I brought the electric in, I brought the water in, I'm going to fix the septic line coming in, all those penetrations. But then I got to think about water management on the outside, because then if I seal this off in here, I figure it's easier to do it now before the subfloor frame, like the whole flooring system and everything is in, except for the existing part. I can't change that. That has to stay in. But all this, I can do it, if I'm careful, I can put it all in and then frame above it, and then it'll be a lot easier to do it while it's open in here. So just the timing of everything, you know. But thought I'd share that with you guys. If you find it interesting or helpful, you know, take what you will. But just that's been my experience with this one. So all right, hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching, guys.